The Adventure of Rabbit Luna. Once upon a time, under the brightest stars in the sky, there was a peaceful place called Moonlight Forest. In this forest lived a fluffy white rabbit named Luna. Luna's fur shimmered so beautifully under the moonlight that everyone in the forest called her the Moonlight Rabbit. One night, while Luna was sweetly sleeping in her bed, she heard a faint voice. The sound came from her window. When Luna opened her eyes, she saw a tiny fairy. This fairy was as small as a flower petal and glowed brightly. "Luna, wake up! The moonlight flower is going to bloom tonight, but there's a problem," said the fairy. Luna immediately jumped out of bed. "A problem? What happened?" the fairy explained in a worried voice. "The moonlight flower blooms in the farthest corner of the forest, but this time a windstorm has caused thorny vines to grow around it. If we don't remove them, the flower might get damaged." Luna's eyes widened. "Let's go. We have to save the flower." The fairy smiled softly and waved her tiny magic wand. "All right, I'll take you there, but we must be very careful along the way. Let's go." The journey began magically. Stars lit their path, and a gentle breeze rustled through the leaves. The fairy flew ahead while Luna hopped along behind her. Eventually, they reached a small stone bridge. A thin stream flowed beneath it, creating a soft, trickling sound. "You must cross this bridge carefully," said the fairy. "The stones are slippery." Luna cautiously took her first step, but one of the stones shifted. She wobbled slightly, but the fairy quickly cast her light, helping Luna regain her balance. "I almost fell. Thank you," Luna said, a little embarrassed. Finally, they arrived at the tree covered in thorny vines where the moonlight flower was trapped. The flower hadn't bloomed yet, but its petals were caught among the thorns. Luna came up with a plan. "If I nibble on some of the vines, they might loosen. You can use your magic to push them away." Luna carefully began nibbling on one of the vines. Her friends came to help Luna too. Meanwhile, the fairy waved her wand, using magic to move the thorns. Together, they worked until the flower's petals were slowly freed. At that very moment, the flower bloomed, emitting a soft, glowing light. As the moonlight danced on its petals, a sweet fragrance filled the air. "We did it," Luna exclaimed joyfully. The fairy smiled and nodded. "Now this flower's magic will help everyone in the forest have beautiful dreams. You are a brave and kind rabbit, Luna." Filled with happiness, Luna hugged the fairy. As she returned home, a warm sense of joy filled her heart. That night, Luna dreamed of hopping among the stars, smiling sweetly, and slept peacefully.